Okay, good day nurses. So for today, we will discuss your fracture, okay? Your fracture guys, it is a break in bone continuity that requires immediate intervention to prevent neurovascular impairment or yung tinatawag natin na compartment syndrome which will be discussed later, okay? So now, basically guys, your fracture guys, na break ang bone, nabali ang buto, yun lang ang iisipin mo kay fracture, okay? So what are the risk factors kung bakit nagkakaroon ng fracture? First in here guys, we have the osteoporosis. When we say osteoporosis guys, di ba ang nangyari dyan daw guys is the osteoclast activity guys is greater than the osteoblast. Di ba? Or the bone resorption guys is greater than the bone formation. As a result guys, nagiging porous or brittle yung bone natin guys. Increasing now guys the risk for fracture. Okay? What else? The corticosteroid use. Diba? We all know guys, the corticosteroid use guys, dapat short term lang yan. Okay? Hindi siya long term. Because your corticosteroid guys, dinidecrease niya daw ang calcium absorption in your intestine. Okay? And ini-increase niya guys ang calcium excretion through urination. Diba? We all know naman guys that calcium guys, it helps na gawing healthy ang bone natin. Okay? Then lastly, for your risk factor guys is the bone cancer. Imagine guys, there is a tumor in your bone, then therefore increasing now the fracture. Okay? Then, there is a fracture types naman. So, meron tayong types ng fracture. We have the closed or simple na tinatawag, and we have the open or compound fracture. Okay? Your closed or simple fracture, guys, ang nangyari dito, na-break ang bone or nabali ang buto, guys, but skin remains intact. Okay? Sa open or compound naman fracture, guys, nabali ang buto, then yung buto, nag-penetrate siya palabas doon sa skin. Okay? Which impair now the skin integrity. As a result, mag-i-increase ang risk for infection. Okay? And it is further categorized as complete or incomplete. Okay? When we say complete, guys, nabali ang buto completely into two separate pieces. So, literally guys, na naghiwalay yung buto. That's the complete. Okay? When we say incomplete, guys, bone is only partially broken. Okay? Fracture line doesn't extend across the entire bone. Okay? That is your incomplete. Now, what are the assessment findings guys na makikita natin sa fracture? Okay? Since nabali ang buto guys, then therefore makakaramdam ng pain, tenderness, and muscle spasm si patient natin. What else? There will be loss of function kasi nga nabali or na-fracture ang kanyang bone, tama? And inability to bear weight, okay? Then, there is a visible deformity or swelling na makikita, okay? Deformity guys, lalo na kapag open fracture ang nangyari, and swelling naman guys kapag close fracture ang nangyari, okay? In hip fracture guys, there is shortening and external rotation of the affected leg. So, ganito siya guys. For example, na-fracture ang hip guys, then magkakaroon ng external rotation. Okay, so magiging ganyan na ngayon ang legs mo guys. As a result guys, there is a limb shortening na mangyayari. Oh. Kasi guys, i-compare natin, 'di ba? Ito yung hindi na fracture, tama? So pa-straight siya guys. Then yung na fracture guys, pa ganyan na siya. As a result guys, mas maliit talaga yung isa or there is shortening of the limb. Tama ba? Yes. What else? Bruising, lalo na guys kapag may active internal bleeding na nangyari. Okay? What else? The crepitation, that's the grating or crackling sound on movement. Kasi guys, pwedeng magkaroon ng bone-to-bone contact, okay, doon sa na-fracture na area. Okay? What else? Evaluate for abuse if a child has a fracture inconsistent with the reported injury or the child's developmental level. Okay, paano yun guys? For example guys, merong mother na dinala niya yung anak niya guys doon sa hospital. Okay? Then, nalaman mo guys na 10 years old yung anak niya. Then, sinabi niya sa'yo guys na yung anak niya daw nahulog sa sofa. So, ikaw na nurse guys, maniniwala ka ba? Syempre, hindi. Tama? You suspect now abuse guys. Okay? Kasi nga guys, maniniwala ka lang dun guys kapag 1-year-old yung anak niya then nahulog sa sofa then nagkaroon ng fracture. Ang nangyari guys, 10 years old yung anak niya tapos nahulog sa sofa then nagkaroon ng fracture. Parang imposible naman. So, you suspect abuse. Okay? Now, what is our nursing intervention guys kapag na-fracture yung isang tao? Okay? Our priority interventions guys for fracture include supporting perfusion and immobilizing the fracture. So, ang una mo munang gagawin guys is to support the perfusion. Now, paano mo gagawin yan guys? You apply pressure to stop active bleeding and monitor for internal bleeding. Paano mo malalaman na may internal bleeding na nangyayari? Kapag nag-turn into shock si patient, okay? That's your hypotachy-tachy, okay? Then, assess for neurovascular impairment, the 6 P's, okay? And since na-address na natin ang perfusion ni patient, guys, we can now immobilize and protect the fracture, okay? So, immobilize the fracture with a splint before moving the client to avoid further injury. O, di ba kapag may na-fracture na tao, guys, ang ginagawa muna natin is ina-assess muna natin yung perfusion. Tama ba? Ina-assess muna natin kung may pulse pa ba dun distally sa fracture area nung tao. Tama? Then, ini-splint natin siya, guys, bago natin siya i-move. Tama ba? Or bago natin siya buhatin. For example, guys, nagkaroon or you suspect neck fracture doon sa patient. Then, ikaw na nurse, guys, ang ginagawa mo muna, ini-splint mo muna yung head so that pag binuhat nyo siya, guys, hindi mag-cause ng further injury. Okay? And for open fractures, guys, cover visible bone with a sterile dressing to decrease the risk for infection. So, kapag open fracture, ang problema, guys, isang priority mo, guys, is to decrease the risk for infection by administering sterile dressing. Okay, so this is the 6 P's of your neurovascular impairment. Ano ba yung makikita natin dito, guys? First is the pain, okay? The pain, guys, kapag ang pain, guys, is unrelieved by analgesic, so you suspect neurovascular impairment, okay? What else? Paresthesias naman, guys. That's the numbness and tingling, okay? For example, guys, sinabi ng patient mo na na-fracture, guys, na hindi niya na maramdaman or merong parang tumutusok dun sa part na na-fracture. So, you suspect now, guys, neurovascular impairment because that is paresthesias. Okay? What else? The poikilothermia. Okay, that's the decreased temperature naman, guys. Because, guys, kapag na-fracture, guys, for example, dito yung fracture na area, guys, then distally, guys, dito, guys, nagdi-decrease or nawawalan ng pulso dito, guys, kasi nga, nagdi-decrease ang blood flow. Okay? That's why nagdi-decrease ang temperature. So, you suspect neurovascular impairment kapag nag-decrease ang temperature, guys. What else? The pulselessness, okay? Or weakened or absent na ang pulso, guys. Okay? Diba? For example, this is the fracture area. Then, distally, guys, possible na maging weak or absent na ang pulso dyan, guys, because nag-decrease or literally nawalan ng blood flow. Okay? What else? Pallor or cyanosis. There is a bluish discoloration na distally doon sa fracture part. Okay? Then lastly, guys, is the paralysis. That's the loss of function, guys. Okay? So, kapag present yung mga yan, guys, so, you suspect na, guys, neurovascular impairment. Okay? Now, diba na-address na natin ang perfusion, then na-immobilize na rin natin si patient, tama? So, idadala na siya ngayon sa hospital, guys. So, your nursing intervention, guys, focus on pain management and preventing the complications, okay? So, ang una mong gagawin, guys, is to prepare the client for an X-ray to confirm the fracture, okay? And also, guys, para malaman kung gaano naka-extend yung injury. And also, guys, para malaman din, guys, kung may fracture nga na nangyari. Okay? Then, elevate the fracture above the heart level to reduce swelling. Then, apply ice packs to reduce inflammation and pain. O now, the question is, kailan ba tayo gumagamit ng cold compress and hot compress? Okay? We are using cold compress, guys, kapag less than 24 hours pa lang. Okay? Then, hot compress na ang ginagamit natin, guys, kapag greater than 24 hours na. Okay? Then, administer analgesics for pain. Kasi nga, may pain talaga dyan guys. Kasi nga, nabali ang buto. Tama ba? Yes. Then, administer a tetanus vaccine for a client with breaks in skin integrity or open fracture na tinatawag to decrease the infection risk. Now, na-address na natin ang perfusion, na-immobilize natin si patient, na idala sa hospital, na-address na ang pain. Tama? Now, we prevent the complications. Okay? The number one priority for a fracture guys is to perform frequent neurovascular assessment and monitoring for changes. Okay? So, frequently assess the skin color guys para ma-assess mo kung may cyanosis na nangyayari. The temperature guys para ma-assess kung may poikilothermia na nangyayari. Then sa pulses and capillary refill guys para ma-assess guys kung pulselessness na ba or may pulso pa si patient. And sensation guys to assess paralysis distal to the injury. Okay? Fracture complications include compartment syndrome, deep vein thrombosis, fat embolism syndrome, and infection or your osteomyelitis. Okay? If these complications are suspected, guys, immediately notify the healthcare provider. Okay? Oh, okay. I forgot, guys, na there is a direction of fracture rin pala, guys. Okay? We have the transverse, linear, spiral, green stick, oblique, non-displaced, oblique displaced, and the comminuted. Okay? So, supposedly, guys, pag ganito dapat nakatayo siya, guys, ha? Okay? So, when we say transverse, guys, horizontal line straight across. So, pag horizontal, di ba, pag ganito siya. Pero, nakahiga kasi to guys. Kaya, ang fracture, guys, is pag ganyan siya. Okay? When we say transverse. Dapat nakatayo to, guys, ha? Huwag kayong malito. Okay, when we say linear, guys, parallel siya. So, pa-vertical siya, tama. So, pag ganito siya, guys. Okay, nakatayo to, guys, ha? Then, spiral naman, guys, nag-twist around. Okay, nag-twist around. Okay, then si green stick, guys, partially breaks. Okay, partially breaks lang, guys, or the incomplete na tinatawag natin. And then si oblique non-displaced, guys, diagonal break. Then the pieces stay aligned, guys. Okay, so pa-diagonal siya, guys. Then the pieces stay aligned. Okay, your oblique displaced naman, guys, pa-diagonal pa rin siya, guys, pero na-miss align na siya, guys. Then si comminuted, guys, na fracture din na ganun siya or na fracture siya into multiple pieces. Okay? That's the direction of fracture. Now, let's continue, guys, to discuss the complication of your fracture. Okay, first complication, guys, is the compartment syndrome. Okay, it is a limb-threatening emergency caused by increased pressure in the extremity. Okay, so anong makikita mo? The neurovascular impairments, yung 6 P's na diniscuss natin kanina. Okay, paano ba siya nangyayari, guys? Ganito siya, guys. Okay, this is your normal, guys, na vessels and nerves. Okay, supposedly, guys, there is a normal perfusion and venous return na mangyayari. Sa compartment syndrome, guys, there is a pressure builds up inside the muscle area or the compartment na tinatawag natin that cuts off the blood flow. Okay, the swelling, guys, compresses vessels and nerves, blocking perfusion and venous return. Ano yung sabi kanina, guys? There is a increased pressure doon sa muscle or sa compartment, tama? There is a increased pressure, guys. As a result, there is no space to expand. So, the blood now, guys, can't flow properly. That's your compartment syndrome. Now, what's our nursing intervention, guys? Okay? First is to loosen splint or cast if present. Kasi nga, ang cause, guys, is nag-increase ang pressure doon sa affected part, tama? So, you loosen the splint or cast if present. Okay, what else? Prepare for possible fasciotomy to relieve pressure, okay? When I was studying, guys, actually nakakatawa to. When I was studying, guys, ang alam ko sa fasciotomy, guys, is disorder siya. Bakit? Kasi ganito yung tsura niya, guys, oh. Oh, that's your fasciotomy. Diba? Parang disorder siya, guys. But, it is a surgical procedure where the doctor cuts open the fascia. O, di ba meron tayong layer of this skin, tama? First is the epidermis, tama? Then dermis, then subcutaneous, then fascia, then muscle, tama? Then dun daw sa fascia, guys, yun yung kinakat open to relieve the pressure, okay? So, it releases the pressure, it restores the blood flow, and it prevents permanent damage or amputation. So, ganito yung ginagawa, guys, to release the pressure. That is your fasciotomy, okay? Then, lastly, guys, nursing intervention for your compartment syndrome is to do not elevate extremity if compartment syndrome is suspected. Kasi nga guys, kapag may compartment syndrome na guys, decrease na ang blood flow or nagdi-decrease or nawawalan ng blood flow. So kapag in-elevate mo pa yan guys, then therefore mag-further decrease ang perfusion. Okay? Next complication guys is si deep vein thrombosis. Okay? There is a clot lodged in a deep vein. Yun yung nangyari guys. Okay? And most complication of your lower extremity injuries. Okay? Ano yung nakikita? Ano yung finding natin kay DVT guys? There is pain, swelling, and erythema. Ano ba ang nangyayari dyan guys? Diba? Kapag na-fracture ka guys, then therefore magiging immobile ka ba? Hindi ka ba makakamove? Tama? Yes. So kapag hindi ka nakakamove or immobile ka guys, decrease ang blood flow or hindi maganda ang blood flow. Tama? Or nagkakaroon ng tinatawag guys na blood stasis. Then pang nangyari yun guys, pwedeng magkaroon ng blood clot. Okay? And that is your deep vein thrombosis. Okay? So what's your nursing intervention guys? To administer anticoagulants. Okay? Ano ba yung mga anticoagulants natin guys? Such as your warfarin and heparin. Because it prevent blood clots guys and stop new clots from forming. Okay? But it does not dissolve the clot guys. So kapag present na ang clot guys, to dissolve it guys, kailangan mo ng thrombolytics. Okay? Such as your alteplase. Okay? Then the third complication guys is the fat embolism syndrome. Okay? It is a life-threatening emergency that occurs when fat release from a bone enters the pulmonary circulation. So ano nangyari? There is a fat release daw guys. Okay? So increase ang risk for fat embolism syndrome guys with long bone fracture. Ano ba yung long bone na yan guys? Your femur. Okay? So what's your, ano ba ang nangyayari guys muna? Okay? Diba? For example, na-fracture ang long bone or your femur guys. So ang nangyayari sa FES or sa fat embolism syndrome guys, nagre-release daw ng fats. Tama? Then yung fats guys, mapupunta sa bloodstream mo ngayon. Then, pwedeng mag-travel papuntang heart, lungs, then magta-travel ulit sa bloodstream mo, papunta naman sa brain. Okay? So, pag naabot niya na or nakapunta na siya sa heart and lungs guys, dyan na yung manifestation mo ngayon na there is sudden dyspnea and chest pain. Okay? What if umabot na sa brain guys? Dyan mo na makikita si altered mental status na magmamanifest kay patient. And pag nakaabot na siya kay heart, lungs, and brain mo guys, the manifestation now guys is the petechiae na tinatawag or your pinpoint red rash to neck and chest. Ito siya guys, ganyan na siya. And this is a emergency condition guys. So what's your nursing intervention? Administer oxygen guys and anticipate possible intubation. Okay? Then the last complication for your fracture guys is your osteomyelitis. Okay? 'Di ba? Nung diniscuss natin ang osteomyelitis guys, that's the bone infection. Okay? So increase daw ang risk guys for osteomyelitis sa mga open fractures kasi nga na-break ang skin integrity dyan. Increasing now guys the risk for infection. Okay? So, nung diniscuss natin yung osteomyelitis guys, di ba sabi natin, ang makikita mo dyan guys is the signs and symptoms of your infection. Okay? So, ang makikita mo is fever, pain, warmth, redness, and drainage. So, what's your nursing intervention? To administer long-term IV antibiotics. So, IV siya guys ha. IV antibiotics because I forgot it to mention during the discussion of your osteomyelitis. Dapat IV antibiotics yan guys. Then, anticipate possible surgical debridement. Okay? That is the procedure na nire-remove ang infected, dead, necrotic bone and tissue. And, now, di ba, na-support na natin ang perfusion, na-stabilize na natin yung bone, then nadala na yung patient dun sa hospital, na-manage na ang pain, and na-prevent na natin ang complication. Now, let's discuss the casting and traction. Okay? Once the patient is stabilized, guys, the fracture is immobilized with a cast. So, pag stabilize na si patient, guys, ini-immobilize na natin yung fracture, guys, with a cast. Okay? Then, depending on fracture location and severity, reduction, fixation, and traction may also be used to realign the bone. Okay, so first, let's discuss your reduction and fixation. When we say reduction, guys, ang ginagawa dito, guys, ay nire-realign yung bone. Okay? Si fixation naman, guys, ang ginagawa dyan, guys, ay ini-stabilize yung bone. Okay? And, ginagawa lang si fixation, guys, after mag-reduction ni patient. So, basically, ini-stabilize lang yung bone, guys, kapag na-realign na. Of course, guys, kailangan mo munang i-realign, then saka mo i-stabilize, okay? In your reduction, guys, meron tayong 2 types, okay? That is your manual or close and surgical or open. Okay, when we say manual or close realignment of the bone, guys, ang ginagawa dyan, guys, ay yung doctor, guys, ay minamanipulate or minamasahe niya yung bone, guys, okay? Outside the skin, okay? Outside the skin. So, minamasahe niya or minamanipulate niya para ma-realign yung bone, okay? Sa surgical or open reduction, guys, ang ginagawa dyan, guys, yung doctor, guys, kinakat open niya yung skin, guys, para ma-visualize niya yung bone. Then, sa kanya, i-realign. Okay? That is your surgical or open realignment of the bone. Okay? Anong sabi natin kanina kay fixation, guys? Ang ginagawa dyan, ini-stabilize. Tama ba? Yes. And gumagamit tayo ng hardware, guys, para ma-stabilize yung bone. Okay? And meron din tayong 2 types dyan, guys. We have the internal fixation and external fixation. Okay? When we say internal fixation, guys, gumagamit tayo dito ng screws, plates, or rods. Then, it is placed, guys, inside the body. Okay? Your external fixation naman, guys, gumagamit ng pins and frames that extend outside the skin. Okay, paano ba siya? Okay, this is the visualization of that para mas malalang maintindihan. Okay, ano yung sabi natin kay internal fixator? Inside the skin, tama? Or inside the body, tama? So, dito siya, guys. Ito yung hardware, guys, na mag-i-stabilize dito sa bone, guys. Okay? Then, when we say external fixator naman, guys, dito siya nilalagay, guys. Okay? Then, nag-e-extend siya outside the skin. So kung nag-e-extend siya outside the skin, guys, then therefore, nag-i-increase ang risk for infection ng ating patient. So, what's your nursing consideration in external fixation? You perform frequent pin site care to prevent infection. Okay? So, frequently, assess pin sites for signs of infection like your purulent drainage, redness, foul odor, and increased pain. Okay? So, ano na yung ginagawa na natin? Na-realign na natin yung bone. Tama? Then, na-stabilize na natin yung bone. Now, guys, ang ginagawa na natin ay binabalot na natin ngayon yung bone. And that is your casting naman na tinatawag. Okay? It immobilize and protects the fracture during healing. Okay, pero dito sa casting, guys, or sa cast, maraming nursing consideration. Kasi itong cast na to, guys, since ginagamit siya for healing, guys, kailangan dry lang to, guys. Kasi pag basa yan, guys, then therefore, possible magkaroon ng skin irritation, skin maceration, and also, guys, infection. And also, guys, possible na hindi mag-heal. Okay? Kasi nga, wet siya. Okay? So, you teach client, guys, to keep the cast dry. Okay? So, dapat dry lang yan, guys, para sa healing. Okay? If the cast gets wet, dry it with a hair dryer on the low setting until completely dry. Okay? So, pag nabasa, guys, gamit ka ng hair dryer on a low setting. Okay? What else? Elevate casted extremity above heart level. Okay, bakit, guys? Kasi kapag hindi yan naka-elevate, guys, then therefore, mas easy na mag-accumulate ang fluid and blood doon sa affected extremity, causing now, guys, to have swelling. So, you need to elevate that one, guys, para somehow matulungan niya yung fluid and blood, guys, na bumalik papunta doon sa heart, decreasing swelling. Okay, what else? Place ice pack over the cast to reduce swelling for the first 24 hours. Okay? Now, the question is, kailan ba tayo gumagamit ng cold compress and hot compress, guys? Okay? We are using cold compress, guys, kapag less than 24 hours pa lang. Okay? Si hot compress, guys, kapag greater than 24 hours pa lang. Okay? Then, what if, sabi ng patient mo, sir, makati yung cast ko, anong gagawin ko? Sabihin mo sa kanya, kumuha siya ng pencil guys, then ipasok niya dun sa CAS. Mali yun guys, okay? Do not ever insert objects into the CAS guys because it can damage the skin, okay? Do not ever insert objects into the CAS guys, okay? Kasi madadamage niya ang skin. Anong gagawin ko din sir? You use a hair dryer on the cool setting to manage the itching, okay? What else? You monitor for compartment syndrome. So, frequently reassess the 6Ps. O, di ba na-discuss na natin ang 6Ps? Your pain, poikilothermia, pulselessness, pallor, paresthesias, ganyan, okay? You need to reassess that one, guys, to recognize compartment syndrome. Kasi kapag suspected siya for compartment syndromes, guys, dapat hindi mo na ipa-elevate yung affected limb. Kasi mas i-decrease niya ang perfusion. Diba? Ano ba ang nangyari kay compartment syndrome guys? Diba? Nag-increase ang pressure and as a result, nag-decrease ang blood supply or blood flow. Diba? So kapag in-elevate mo pa yan guys, then therefore, it can further decrease the perfusion. Okay, what else? You monitor for infection. So you assess the cause guys for hot spots or foul odor which indicate infection. Okay? Then, we have also guys, your traction. Okay? Si traction naman guys, gumagamit tayo ng weight and pulley system to keep the bones aligned and reduce muscle spasm. And kay traction guys, meron ulit tayong two types. We have the skin traction and skeletal traction. When we say skin traction guys, it is applied to the skin with soft tape or wrap. Okay? For example, guys, your back traction, okay? And your skin traction, guys, is used for short-term stabilization only, okay? Your skeletal traction naman, guys, it is directly applied to the bone naman, guys, with pins or wires, okay? Ano pinagkaiba? Si skin traction, guys, applied to the skin siya, okay? Si skeletal traction, guys, applied siya sa bone, okay? So, this is the example of your skin traction guys. O, di ba? We are using a soft tape or wrap, di ba? O, ito siya guys. This is the traction boot na tinatawag guys. Then, of course, gumagamit din tayo ng weight and pulley system. So, it is applied to the skin guys using adhesive tape, bandages, and also foam boots. That is your skin traction. How about skeletal traction? Ganito siya guys, 'di ba? Sabi natin, it is directly applied to the bone. So direct siyang naka-applied doon sa bone guys. Then gumagamit din siya ng weight and pulley system para ma-maintain yung alignment ng bone guys. Okay? When caring for a client in traction guys, anong kailangan gawin? You maintain the traction. Paano gagawin yun guys? Kailangan daw guys na yung traction guys, yung weight guys ay naghahang freely. Okay? Ay, freely. Okay? Yung weights guys dapat naghahang freely. Okay? Kasi imagine guys, kapag itong weights guys, resting na siya dito sa floor guys, then therefore, mahahatak niya ba to? Then therefore guys, hindi na effective yung alignment of the bone. Okay? Ayan guys, okay? To maintain traction, you ensure weights hang freely and are not resting on the floor to maintain alignment and ensure proper healing. Okay, what else? You prevent skin breakdown, okay? So you inspect skin frequently for signs of skin breakdown or irritation, especially with skin traction. O bakit kay skin traction guys? Kasi nga guys, 'di ba ni-wrap siya guys, ni-wrap siya. So there is tendency guys na magkaroon ng skin breakdown talaga guys, 'di ba? Since ni-wrap siya, okay? Then you also perform pin site care, okay? Lalong-lalo na kay skeletal traction, guys, okay? Frequently clean pin site to prevent infection and assess for signs of infection. Kasi kay skeletal traction, guys, ay directly applied siya sa bone. So, you frequently clean the pin site, guys, dito, okay? So, paano ang pin site care? It is performed daily to weekly as ordered by healthcare provider. And it can be performed guys by RN or LPN. So, hindi siya pwedeng i-delegate kay NA guys. Okay? Ikaw na registered nurse and si licensed professional nurse lang ang pwedeng mag-perform yan. Okay? Then, pin site should be assessed every shift. Then, what's the principle? Dapat daw guys, kada sweep mo bago ang gauze na ginagamit mo. Okay? New gauze should be used for each sweep and for each pin. Okay? So, bagong gauze, then sweep, then discard. Then, pati rin dun sa pin. Sweep, bagong gauze, sweep, then discard. Okay? Now, this is the steps to pin site care. Okay, first is to perform hand hygiene and assess the pin site. Then use sterile gauze soak in normal saline to cleanse around the pin site. Okay, then remove any drainage or pus that has formed. Then dry with a new sterile gauze. Then cleanse the length of the pin, cleansing upwards from the site. So from the site guys, then pataas. Okay, then you assess the pin site guys at least every 8 to 12 hours, okay, for signs of infection. Now, let's have some example of your fracture, such as your hip fracture. Okay, your hip fracture guys, madalas guys, ang nagkakaroon nito yung mga elderly na client natin from a fall injury. Kasi madalas guys, alam naman natin na yung mga matatanda guys, madalas nahihilo sila yan and natutumba. That's why guys, at risk sila for fall injury and at risk rin sila guys na magkaroon ng hip fracture. So ano ang gagawin mo as nurse? You teach the client guys for fall prevention methods to decrease the risk of hip fracture. Ano yung mga fall prevention methods natin guys? Such as using of assistive devices, mga ganyan, or removing rugs doon sa home ni client natin. What else? By providing adequate lighting. And also guys, by installing a grab bars doon sa CR ng patient natin. Okay? Then hip fracture typically require surgical repair. Okay? What's the surgical repair? That is your hip arthroplasty. Okay? Anong ginagawa dito guys? It is a total hip replacement surgery guys. So, ganito siya guys. It composed of the femoral health, plastic linear, and the acetabular component. Then, yun na yung ini-install guys as a substitute. Okay? Then, of course guys, kapag nag-hip arthroplasty yung patient natin guys, you perform frequent neurovascular assessment. Ano yung ina-assess naman natin dito guys? Your compartment syndrome, di ba? We are assessing guys doon sa 6 P's kung present ba sila. Tama po ba? Yes, your paresthesias, pain, pulselessness, pallor, poikilothermia, o yung mga yun guys, di ba? Na-discuss naman na natin siya. Then, clients are at high risk for DVT following hip fracture. Of course guys, kapag na-hip fracture ang patient natin guys, magiging immobile ba yan? Magdi-decrease ba ang mobility niyan? Yes, causing now guys to have blood, okay, blood stasis na tinatawag. And pag nangyari yan guys, magkakaroon ngayon ng clot. Then yung clot na yun guys, pwedeng mag-travel into other parts of our body. Now, what's your post-operative care or post-total hip replacement surgery? Okay? Following hip arthroplasty using a posterior approach. So, meaning guys, doon sa likod part ni patient, sinurgery siya doon. Okay? Proper alignment of the affected leg is high priority to prevent hip dislocation. Okay? So, you teach the client guys to avoid hip flexion and adduction. And when we say adduction guys, 'di ba? Towards our body, 'di ba? So paano mo ma-avoid ang hip flexion and adduction? You avoid hip flexion greater than 90 degrees. Paano? By using raised toilet seats and chairs guys. Kailangan guys, mataas ang toilet seats ni patient so that guys, pag umupo siya doon, pag tumae siya, then umupo siya doon guys, hindi mag-flex ang kanyang hip. Okay? And also guys, dapat mataas ang chair na inuupuan ni patient so that hindi mag-flex ang kanyang hip. Okay? What else? Do not bend forward to put on shoes or socks. So paano din sir? Paano din sir kung gusto niya mag-socks or mag-shoes? Wag na lang siya mag-shoes. Hindi guys, you can use an adaptive device, okay, such as the long-handled shoehorn. Okay? Ano yung long-handled shoehorn guys? Ito yun guys. This is the long-handled shoehorn guys para maisuot niya yung socks niya guys. Okay? So, hindi ginagawa to guys kasi nagkakaroon na ng hip flexion greater than 90 degrees. What else? avoid adduction of the hips naman. Paano mo gagawin guys? You keep a pillow between the legs when lying down. Okay, what else? Do not cross the legs. So, paano? Ganito siya guys. You keep daw a pillow between the legs guys to prevent guys the adduction to happen. Okay, and do not ever cross the legs guys following hip arthroplasty. Okay? Then, you notify healthcare provider immediately guys for signs of hip dislocation. Ano yung mga sign na may hip dislocation na nangyayari? Kapag there is intense pain, leg shortening, or rotation. O, di ba? Leg shortening guys, anong nangyayari dyan? Ganito guys. O, kung ma-observe nyo, this is the affected leg. O, di ba? Hindi na siya pantay guys. Nagkaroon ng leg shortening, indicating guys, hip dislocation. Okay? Then, encourage gradual mobility with weight bearing as tolerated. O, ano yung weight bearing guys? Such as walking. Okay? Then, lastly guys, encourage strength and range of motion exercises to strengthen leg muscle. Okay? So, the general treatment for fracture guys is of course, since fracture yan guys, na-break ba ang bone? Yes, so merong pain, tama? So, pain management. Okay, what else? The rise guys. Ano yung rise na sinasabi guys? Rest, then apply ice, then compress using a bandage, then elevate. Okay? Sa immobilization naman guys, you can use cast, splint, brace, then kapag cast guys, ang ginamit, you monitor closely for perfusion. Okay? Then, sa traction naman guys, it is used temporarily sa hip dislocation guys for alignment and healing. And that is all guys for your fracture and casting and traction. Thank you.